We have beefed up LeashTime's sitter time off functionality to give managers more flexibility in scheduling their sitters' time off. The time off calendar has become the primary tool for adding, changing, and deleting sitter time off, and we have added tools for setting up patterns of days off. As before, you can access the time off calendar from a selection in the sitters menu. By default, the calendar opens up for the current month, but you can view other months by clicking the links on either side of the current month. As before, we can use the sitter pull-down menu to view the time off for one sitter or the time off for all sitters. The first change you will notice is the presence of a blue plus sign on each calendar day. We click on a blue plus sign to add sitter time off on that day, just as we would click on a blue plus sign to add a visit on an easy schedule. This opens a dialog where we can quickly choose a sitter from the pull-down menu. If we had previously chosen a specific sitter, we would see the sitter's name as a label instead, and there would be no pull-down. To the right, we see a list of the sitter's visits for the day. Next, we can specify whether the sitter will be off all day, or if she will be gone only part of the day. As in many other LeashTime windows, clicking the time of day opens a dialog where we can specify a custom time frame, or a named time frame. As a manager, you can, of course, set up your own set of named time frames. We'll pick afternoon. We could stop right there, or we could specify a pattern to repeat this time off. To do so, we first set the until date by clicking the calendar button. Let's say the sitter will be unavailable on the afternoon of Tuesday, February 14th, and every second Tuesday of the month until the second Tuesday in September. We would advance the calendar to September and pick the second Tuesday. Then we would choose every second Tuesday from the menu. As you can see, we could choose a number of other monthly patterns: same day of month, every third Tuesday of the month, every last Tuesday. Or let's say that our sitter will be unavailable every Tuesday and Thursday afternoon until the second Tuesday in September. We would use the weekday chooser instead and highlight those days. Finally, we can optionally add a note in here explaining the sitter's unavailability. Let's say pottery class. Then we click the Save button. When you declare that a sitter has time off, LeashTime automatically unassigns those visits that occur during that time off. To give you the opportunity to immediately assign the visits to someone else, LeashTime offers a link to the Job Reassignment tool. Clicking this link would open the Job Reassignment page in the main LeashTime window. Immediately, the days off are scheduled and appear in the calendar. Let's reduce the clutter a bit by choosing the sitter we just used, and we can see the regular pattern we just established. And we can see how it extends into the future. You may notice these little yellow R buttons on some days. The yellow button indicates that there are unassigned visits on this day. Clicking the button opens the Job Reassignment page in the main LeashTime window for that day if you want to assign those visits. So, let's see what we can do with existing sitter time off. We'll look at Thursday, April 26th time off by clicking on it. A similar dialog opens up showing our sitter's name. Let's say that our sitter will be available on this day after all. We can delete this time off down at the bottom of the dialog. We confirm the deletion and the calendar updates to reflect the change. Or let's say that on April 24th, our sitter will be gone for the whole day. We can edit this time off, change the time of day, and save our change. Again, the calendar updates to reflect the change. Maybe our sitter has decided that pottery isn't for her, and she won't be taking the class after all. We can click on any of the visits created with this pattern. The pattern of repeats is shown right below the time of day, including the total number of days off created by the pattern that are still around. To wipe out the pattern and all of its associated visits, we click the long button down below and confirm our choice. All gone. Please note that even after you change an individual time off, it remains associated with the pattern that created it. So it will be deleted when the pattern is deleted. Although you can change individual times off, you cannot change a pattern once you have created it. You can, of course, delete the pattern and recreate it with the desired properties. So, how has the Sitter Profiles Time Off tab changed? Let's take a look. We'll use the search box to get to the profile quickly, and then click the Time Off tab. By default, the tab shows all future time off for the sitter. We can click any day to see the details. As before, we can click the checkbox to show past time off as well. One new feature is that a manager can now edit times off in the past. Use this clock link as an alternative to the Sitters menu if you want to open the calendar but have no visits showing in this tab. What your sitter sees is very similar. She can use the Admin Schedule Time Off menu option to view her time off. This shows all of her time off, past and present, and she can click on any time off to view it. Although she can add, edit, or change future time off, her past time off is read-only, and she cannot add time off in the past the way a manager can. Let's add time off on February 24th. After she saves her change, a request shows up in the manager's queue that looks like this. This is really a notification rather than a request, since the time off added is now on the calendar, but the manager can still take action here by clicking on the time off to open the time off calendar and show the new time off, and can alter or delete it at will. So that's the new Sitter Time Off functionality. We hope it meets your needs and makes your business just a little more efficient. Thanks for using LeashTime.